Hi, it's me, Farmer Jay, and welcome back to the channel. In today's Beginner's Guide series, we're going to take a look at oilseed radish and how it can save you money by giving you a very low cost first fertilizer stage. This should help you save money on your fertilization costs. All you need is a tractor and a seeder. Doesn't have to be a seeder with fertilizer. Just any seeder will work. First thing you're going to need to do is go to the field that you've prepared. Make sure you select oilseed radish by pressing the Y key. Don't confuse it with grass, which has a very similar icon. So we want oilseed radish. Once you've selected oilseed radish, go ahead and plant the field. Now, for test purposes, we have 1,000 liters of seed in this drill. Then, once we've gone through the process, we're going to go back and get a fertilizer spreader and see how many liters of fertilizer it costs to fertilize the same field to the first stage of fertilization. So let me finish fertilizing this field, or sorry, planting this field, and then I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. I would have been back sooner, but the cat jumped on my lap and then decided to climb on the keyboard and ruin my recording, so I had to start all over again. But I digress. You have no idea how long I was gone for. Anyway, as you can see, the field is seeded. We used 81 liters of seed to seed this field. 81 liters, let's call it 100 liters, just so we can say we used 10% of our 1,000 liters. Now, that's from a big bag. Big bags are cheaper than pallets by quite a bit. $800. So we used roughly 10% of $800, or $10 worth of seeds. Now you should have, see, oilseed radish is growing in this field. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to sleep overnight and then cultivate the field, and I'll show you the field state. You can see there's a difference between, if you look at the overall map, oilseed radish and grass. It's a lighter green than grass is. Okay. So we know it's seeded, the full field. Let's sleep, and then let's cultivate it in. Oh, I meant to show you the fertilized state. So it's not no fertilization yet. Okay. Let's sleep till 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Light passes fairly quickly in France. Ignore the leasing costs and stuff. It's just from my other vehicles for other tutorials I'm preparing. Okay, so it's fully grown and ready to harvest in one day. depending on whether you're playing with seasonal growth on or not, if you're not playing with seasonal growth on, some people find it faster just to get a new crop in the ground so they don't have to wait around. Okay, I'm going to cultivate this field and then I'll be right back again. While that's harvesting, or cultivating, I just found something new out about the game. In Farming Simulator 19, you only got weeds once you planted a crop in the field. If it was harvested, cultivated, or plowed, you didn't get weeds. Yet I'm in a field I harvested yesterday and left overnight, and it's now got 50% weeds to it. So that's something new. I'm guessing they will all disappear when I cultivate the field and then reappear when I replant the field. And if we take a look at that big map, you can see we're already getting our first stage of fertilization. So let's finish the cultivating and then I'll be back. Alright, so the field's cultivated and let's look at our map. We have one stage of fertilization. Just to be sure, let's get out. Yep, fertilized 50%. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to reload the game, grab a fertilizer spreader, and we'll fertilize the field and see how much fertilizer it goes through. And I'll bring you guys back in when that's done. Okay, we're back. As you can see, I put a big bag in, but for some reason it only gave me 998 liters instead of 1,000 liters. Which I'm not sure, but we'll run the test anyway and we'll figure out the difference. Now I can already hear a couple of you arguing that, well, you're making twice as many passes in the field to seed it, so you're using more fuel. I use the helper, so we're going to not factor that in, because if you do it yourself, you're not paying helper fees. But it was the easiest way for me to keep straight lines and not overlap too much. So we'll just let this finish doing what it's doing. As you can see, we've already used a fair amount of fertilizer and we've only made one pass. I used this fertilizer spreader because it's got a narrower spread than the big one does, and the big one would probably cover this field in and more in one pass. So I figured this would be the best test. Okay, we're now passing 100 liters of fertilizer used. Let's see if it finishes it on the next pass or if it still has to go back up the field one more time. Now, speaking of going back up and down the field one more time, that's the nice thing about the seeder, is it puts the radish down exactly where you want it, and you don't get, like you see here, some fertilizer spilling over the edge of the field. Even if I was driving, I'd either be overlapping and spreading onto the grass, or overlapping and spreading fertilizer onto part of the field that I've already done. Okay, so there we go. Field is fertilized. as you can see on like the radish fertilizer spread, it did miss a small spot or two here and there. But our field is at 50% fertilization. I just want to see if it missed anything up at this end or if it was just down at the other end because of the trees. Nope, looks like it got everything at this end. So it was the trees interfering with the AI worker just a little bit. So we have used, let's call it roughly 20%. So say 800 liters out of the 1,000. So 20%, whereas we use 10% or $80 worth of seed doing the oilseed radish. A big bag of fertilizer costs us $1,820. I'm going to need to grab my calculator for this. Times 0.2 gives us a total fertilizing cost of $364. So that's a fair difference. Now, this was just a small test field. As you can see, it's definitely one of the smaller fields. It's even smaller than the fields we own at the farm. But that's quite a difference. That's difference in price of, again, you just grabbing the calculator here. What do we say? $394 of $314. That's on a small field. Now you multiply that by a field this size, like field 30 or even field 33, and you can see there's going to be quite a difference in cost using oilseed radish than fertilizer. Fertilizer is going to cost us a lot more money. So what I've been doing on my main farm is I'll cultivate the field, or you can even direct drill it in depending on the type of seed you have. I'll harvest it, and then I'll have a direct drill or something like that follow with oilseed radish. Now, I am using seasonal growth, so for each month that passes, it takes the oilseed radish just a day or a month to grow. And I've definitely noticed a saving since I switched from fertilizing my fields to using oilseed radish. With seasonal growth on, it doesn't matter because you can plant oilseed radish right into the fall, and you can harvest it any time after that. I believe November is the cutoff date for planting oilseed radish, so you should have most of your crops out of the field by then. So if you want to save money, definitely plant oilseed radish as a dressing for the field and then cultivate it in. On a small field, like I said, like this, there was a difference of close to $300. That more than covers the worker and the diesel to put the seed in the ground. If you found this useful and you would like to see more videos about how to save money as you grow and expand your farm, hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell so you'll be notified when I post the next video. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend.